So today I'm talking to the students about my career in science communication and how I got there. So I describe it as a very non-linear journey. I started my career in engineering. I did a Bachelor of Engineering and Arts. I then did research in nanotechnology for a number of years before transitioning into science communications. I worked for a little while at the Science Museum at Scitech, and nowadays my work is to take the wonderful research done by academics at UWA and to deliver it out to the public. So on a day-to-day basis, I do a range of very different things. None of them are actual science in practice. I spend my time finding different ways of communicating science. So I write news articles, I design advertising, promotional materials for scientists, I do public speaking and performance. Obviously, this is one of my roles. I also create a lot of educational activities and games that I take out to schools for you guys to try. I make a few websites, and I spend an awful lot of time managing social media as well. The weird thing is, I didn't always want to be a science communicator. In fact, I had no idea that this job existed for a very long time. This is me in year 8, so just a little bit younger than you. And at that age, I had pretty much no idea what I wanted to do. So I kind of knew that there were two distinct sides to me as a person. I had the stuff I was really good at, so my proud Asian parents would be happy with this. I was great at chemistry, physics, maths, just a dab hand, just A's and A pluses, came really easily to me. But I also had this secret desire of the stuff that I really liked. So the stuff I got the most joy out of were not the stuff that I was good at. I loved art, I loved creative writing, I loved drama. Not particularly good at any of these things. I tried to draw a lot in my spare time, but was never that great at it. I wrote a lot, never that great at it either. I used to get maybe C pluses, B's in English if I was lucky. Drama, I loved performing, but I was a very shy person, get really anxious when I talked. But I knew that, I had a decision to make along the line. Was I going to go down the route of stuff I really liked but wasn't great at, or was I going to go with the stuff that I was really good at but perhaps got a little bit less joy out of? But then, as I got a little bit older and I was thinking about what I was going to do in uni and afterwards out there in the real world, this problem between the two sides got a little bit more complicated, because now I was thinking also in the periphery, in the distance, after school, after uni, what kind of job could I get? Because now we're just not talking about stuff I was good at, stuff I liked, but what can I actually get paid for as well? Because obviously I need to make a living somehow. And perhaps, how can I help society? Because I want a job that will give me fulfillment. I want a job that I don't just clock in, get a wage and clock out. I want to try and, in some way, help the world become a better place. So I tried in university to combine these two halves. I did a double degree in chemical engineering and arts, which takes about 5.5 to 6 years. It's a long degree. And honest to God, I thought this was going to be my life. I thought I was going to be super rich and successful. I'd be an engineer, I'd work in oil and gas or mining and get loads of money. It'd be great. And then at night, I would be an awesome, amazing, famous artist, or a writer, or a sculptor, or a performer, or a podcaster, or later on a YouTuber as technology progressed. I really, really believed this for about 4 or 5 years, all the way through uni. This is not what happened. Along the way, I realized it was very hard to sustain both halves. There's a finite amount of hours in the day, and really, I devoted more of my time towards trying to go for the practical work, the job that I was going to get. And I discovered a passion along the way as well, which is nanotechnology. So I loved it so much, I thought, well, where am I going to take this? Where is, the greatest height of this kind of research? And the furthest you can go in terms of the highest degree that you can have is, of course, a PhD. So I'm technically a doctor, although nobody calls me that. I went to the Australian National University, which is Australia's top university for research, because my thought process being, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to try and be the best that I can be. So I applied, I luckily got in. Working as a PhD student, you're doing research, and unfortunately research is open-ended. So you're searching for answers that nobody really has a clear-cut solution for. And that means that sometimes you have to do a lot of hard work trying to get there, and you might even fail. This means that you have to devote quite a lot of time and energy to it, because really nobody knows what the answer really is. But the trouble is, I didn't really want to be the world expert in this one area. I found that although it was great and it was very satisfying to find those answers, I wanted to keep learning about lots of different things. And so after my PhD was finished, I decided not to be a professor, not to work at the university. I decided I didn't want to work in a science lab either. I was going to try something else. I really wanted to find work where I could keep learning about science, which I love, but I could also combine my creative side, and I could always have, I guess, new things to learn about and new things to tell other people about as well. But now I work at UWA, so I work helping marine scientists and marine engineers to communicate science. So I work in a place called the Indian Ocean Marine Research Centre, which works on primarily problems to do with sustainability and our oceans. So we work on overfishing and what problems that might cause for everybody. We work on coastal erosion, coral bleaching, and also the effects of climate change. And my job is really to help the scientists to get their results out there for as many people as we can, because these are problems that I think all of us should be aware about. It is a disaster or a crisis that is coming for us, and we all need to be, number one, informed, and number two, inspired to do something. And so my work is to find ways that I can get this translated from the highly technical information that scientists are used to working with to information in a way that everybody, regardless of education level, regardless of your background, can actually take in and use that in their everyday lives. So my journey has not been the most straightforward, but I like to try and see this as a good thing if I can. My thought process being that this is a big universe, there's a lot to explore, and it's okay if you don't just go straight for the one thing. It's okay to discover what you want along the way, and it's okay to change your mind a couple of times as well. Well, I think my job as a science communicator is twofold. Firstly, it's to have a really detailed understanding of the current edge of science and what's current in our knowledge. The second part is to take that and deliver it in a way that's relevant, interesting, hopefully inspirational to the general public. So having the ability to be science literate across a number of different disciplines is vital. And then, of course, to be able to apply the other skills associated with a STEM career, the critical thinking, analytical skills, the ability to learn quickly, all of that is also applicable in the creative industries as well, and vice versa. Find out what interests you and what your passion is, because it's always easier to learn something if you're actually interested. So be honest about that. If something does not spark delight in you, it's okay to acknowledge that. It might not be for you. Conversely, if something really intrigues you and gives you energy, don't shy away from it just because it's hard or you don't see where it's leading. Find out for yourself where that rabbit hole goes. Absolutely. So the thing I've learned along my career is that you are capable of doing anything. Don't let anybody tell you what not to do, least of all yourself. There is more strength and resilience and capability in you than you realize.